Hello everyone! Today, I'm making another video about the game DC Dark Legion. In this video, I'll show you how to build Zatanna so she can provide the best possible support for your team. I hope you find this video helpful.
Some of you might find my detailed breakdowns of a hero a bit boring, especially if you already know all this stuff. But the reason I go in depth is because there are still a lot of players, especially newer ones, or even some longtime players, who haven't had the chance to fully understand their heroes. So if you already know the basics, feel free to skip ahead or fast forward to the part you need. And if anyone is kind enough to help by posting a timeline of the different sections in the comments, that would be amazing. Thank you in advance. All right, let's jump into the main topic. First, a quick intro to Zatanna. In DC Dark Legion, she's a support hero who helps both with physical offense and defense. However, she actually deals spiritual damage. That doesn't really matter though, because most players use her mainly for support, even though her damage output is actually pretty decent. That's because she can buff both her own attack and her teammates' attack. She belongs to the Justice League Dark faction and is classified as an energy wielder. This energy group includes many strong heroes that can support, deal damage, and even tank effectively. As for the Justice League Dark faction itself, it's currently considered one of the strongest. I'll be making another video soon to explain why, along with a breakdown of the top performing teams. Now about her stars. She's already quite good at 5 white stars. But if you want to maximize her support capabilities, unlocking 2 blue stars will make her support performance much better. That means you'll need to pull her 3 times. However, since Constantine's banner comes right after hers, it's better to settle for 5 white stars and focus all your resources on Constantine. Later on, once you feel that your Constantine is already strong enough and can't really be upgraded further, you can come back and try to pull Zatanna one more time. Now let's move on to her skills. Skill 1 is actually connected to Skill 3, so I'll cover Skill 3 first. This skill creates a magical stage that boosts both defense and attack for all allies. It also deals base spiritual damage equal to 200% of Zatanna's attack. That doesn't sound too impressive until you look at Skill 1. Skill 1 summons a clone that inherits 15% of Zatanna's attack and HP. But here's the key. If the clone is standing within the magical stage, it will also deal 200% of Zatanna's attack as spiritual damage. So if you can keep the clone alive long enough, Zatanna's total spiritual damage output can effectively hit 400% of her attack. That's why it's important to protect her clone. It can create a significant advantage for your team. Skill 2 boosts the attack of one ally with the highest attack, similar to the Flash. However, Zatanna is much stronger in this role. As a ranged support hero, she can survive and deal damage more reliably, whereas the Flash is a melee fighter. If not built well enough, the Flash might get knocked out of the battle very early. Skill 4 is excellent for Justice League Dark teams because this faction has many AoE skills that deal spiritual damage, making Spiritual Amp highly valuable. On top of that, Justice League Dark also increases Spiritual Amp stats, so when you have the right team set up, the area of effect and impact of these skills can become very powerful. Skill 5 is also quite useful. It boosts physical defense for the entire team and grants energy only to support heroes. This fits perfectly with the Justice League Dark faction, which features 2 strong support heroes that can take full advantage of this skill. Next, let's talk about Zatanna's legacy. First is Zatanna's exclusive legacy. Its basic stats are very beneficial for her, boosting both attack and spiritual amp. Both are crucial for a hero who deals spiritual damage. Skill 1 of this legacy increases Zatanna's spiritual damage and gives her a 30% chance to remove control effects. This is very useful when facing control-heavy opponents like Aquaman, Poison Ivy, Superman, and it can also help her escape the difficult combat cycle of the Drowned. Skill 2 increases Zatanna's defense, and she also gains additional attack with each basic attack. This is very helpful, even though the attack boost caps at 20%. As for the second legacy, I think the only really good choice for Zatanna is the mythic Starheart Staff. While its basic stats aren't a perfect fit, the energy regen works very well with her. Since using her ultimate boosts both attack and defense, this legacy further increases her attack, defense, and spiritual defense. This helps the entire team quickly ramp up their attack and survive much better in battle. Now for the Force section. If you have plenty of AC shards, feel free to upgrade everything. But here's my advice for low spenders or free-to-play players. Stats like attack and HP aren't really necessary for Zatanna right now. You should focus on upgrading Spiritual Amp and her 3 skills, mainly Skill 1 and Skill 2. This helps speed up her skill usage. Skill 1 reduces its own cooldown, while Skill 2 provides energy at the start of the battle, allowing Zatanna to cast Skill 3 faster. This way, she can support her teammates sooner, before they take too much damage. However, you should still unlock 1 point in everything to activate all Force features. For me, I'm currently saving my resources for Constantine, so I haven't upgraded Zatanna's Force yet. Here's a fact. A good support hero can enhance the performance of any teammate, which means Zatanna can work well with just about anyone. For example, Superman normally struggles with survivability, but when paired with Zatanna, she boosts his defense, helping him stay alive much longer. Or take Joker, a hero with strong spiritual damage. Zatanna increases his attack, making him even more dangerous. She also synergizes well with other support heroes, like Poison Ivy and Raven, who both scale their healing based on their attack, something Zatanna helps boost. And there are many more heroes she can support, too many to name here. Alright, now let's talk about the best team for Zatanna to support. The ideal lineup is Zatanna, Wonder Woman, Raven, Dr. Fate, and Constantine. However, since I don't have Constantine yet, I'm currently using Joker instead. Why is this team so effective with Zatanna? First, all of them are part of Justice League Dark, which means they constantly buff each other in various ways. Second, this team has 2 tanks, 2 support heroes, and 1 main damage dealer. This gives the team excellent survivability while also maintaining strong damage output. For example, if Constantine gets targeted by Deathstroke, Dr. Fate can deploy a shield to protect him. Raven can step in to heal and cover the role. Zatanna boosts defense and attack, and Wonder Woman provides stuns while also absorbing damage from other enemies. This is just a small part of what makes this Justice League Dark team so great. There's a lot more to explore, and I'll cover that in a future video. Alright, that's it for today's video. Please feel free to leave feedback and let me know if there's anything I can improve for future videos. See you next time, and thanks so much for watching.
The spell has been the darkness, fear. Send in the cloud! Great Hera.
My fate is survival.
The darkness.
Send in the cloud!
The spell has been cast.
My fate is survival.
Great Hera.
My fate is send in the cloud!
The darkness. The spell has been cast. Great Hera.
My fate is survival. Send in the cloud!
The darkness, fear. The spell has been cast. Great Hera.
My fate is survival. Send in the cloud!
The darkness fears me. The spell has been cast.
My fate is survival.